Welcome back to the podcast, boys. We're on episode 150. Special episode today. Hence what you see on your screen with us wearing the very formal attire, because it is a special episode. So it's a special episode, but it's not quite 200 yet, and it's not quite as 100 was. 100 was a huge milestone. So this one's kind of big, but yeah. So we're gonna get this episode. We're gonna be doing some. We're gonna dive deep into like some personal stuff when it comes to our history with the podcast, and then we're gonna be discussing a little bit of our personal life with the podcast.
So, okay, the first thing that I want to talk about is like the valuable skills that I think we've both learned from the podcast. So, like, one of the things that's helped me a lot with the podcast is like confidence as well as like public speaking. So, I think from the podcast, I did it like for school. I actually did like a project on it. I explained how it like
that was
helped
a while
my.
ago, right? Like
this is in like grade 8 or grade 9, but I explained how like it helped my public speaking skills. Because it's pretty similar. Like I think talking to a camera, although you're not talking to like a whole classroom of people or you're talking to a whole school, you're still like getting up there and talking sort of on the spot.
I think it mainly helps your how you talk, but like, dude, I still don't like public speaking. Like, this doesn't help me.
Yeah. I think for me, it helps, like, my confidence in public speaking, because thinking on the fly and, like, being able to sort of just, like, go with it.
Yeah, I guess so.
So I think in that sense it's helped me in terms of just, like, thinking on the fly, as well as, like, just being confident enough to, like, go up there and, like, speak. So I think that's one of the things that helped me. But in terms of, like, I think also, like, time management, teamwork, there's just a lot of, like, little things that you wouldn't think about. But there's a lot of, like, work that goes into episodes. Like, we have to edit them, film, edit, and then just, like...
production's very big.
Yeah, then the reels, Instagram. There's a lot of, like, little things behind the scenes that you wouldn't really, like, expect.
And wouldn't think about either.
Yeah, exactly. And you just, like, sort of brush off. So I think a lot of those skills have really helped me improve. So I'm really grateful for it.
Yeah, that's facts. Okay, so I guess we'll go into that. So, okay, you talked about how the public speaking's helped, and then the time management, all that. Okay, what is the biggest thing that you can take away? The biggest life skill?
The hard work, I think, really is, like, something that's, like, I don't know, and just, like, working at something all the time, like, being persistent with things. Like, 150 episodes is a huge milestone, but I think, like, coming back week after week, even sometimes, like, you don't feel like it. Like, I don't want to let you down. I don't want to let you down. Like, we're sort of like a team almost now. And I think that's, like, really cool, because it's, like, no matter what, it's, like, we have our dates. Like, every Tuesday we're filming now, getting the video up Sunday, which, I mean, is sometimes a little rough. But it's still, like, it's that routine and schedule that I really, like, enjoy about the podcast. And it's, like, pushing yourself. And, it could be, like, late. I'm editing till, like, 1, 2 in the morning, whatever, trying to get the episode up. But it's that, like, grind that I think I really enjoy, because I think I've learned a lot from that. It's just, like, pushing yourself. Like, you can really do, like, cool things if you actually, like, give yourself a time limit, if you actually, like, push yourself to get it up. So I think
that's with anything.
That's probably the biggest lesson I've learned.
There's that, and then that's, like, with homework as well, or even, like, I don't know, like, just anything.
Yeah.
When it comes to time management. For me, I'm going to have to say it's just, like, overall, it's just a passion.
Yeah.
Passion and hard work. So I think being passionate for me is the biggest thing that I like. I think, passion and the fact that it's just like a hobby of mine is simply the reason, or the biggest, like, thing I could take away that I like the most about it.
I think for me as well, like, the podcast sort of helped spark, like, my idea of, like, going into business and sort of what I want to do after high school and, like, pursuing business. And so I think this sort of, like, helps me, like, sort of explore businesses and, like, how they work and function, like, sort of the backgrounds of it. And that pairs well with, like, one of the classes I'm taking in school. I'm taking entrepreneurship, which is just sort of, like, starting your own business. And so a lot of the lessons actually, like, really, like, relate to what we're doing here. So marketing, we're learning about, like, marketing today, and, like, just, like, thinking about that. Like, every time they bring something up in that class, I'm always thinking about, like, the podcast. Like, okay, how can we push our episodes more? How are we going to get a bigger audience? What are we going to do to grow? So I think those things are all really important, and I think those, they kind of go hand in hand. And I think that's really helped, like, I guess, inspire me to sort of take that road.
So, now let's go into talking about the history of the podcast. What's something that you wanted to talk about with our
Okay,
history?
so in the beginning, we've never really talked about this before. We've talked about the beginning, we've talked about the name, we've talked about all these sorts of things, but we haven't really talked about getting into just like some of like the behind the scenes of what it was like filming the first, I'd say, before we went to like in person. So when we filmed
For the
originally,
second time in person.
yeah,
'Cause the
so
first time was just 3 episodes, 4 episodes.
yeah, like I'm talking about like the online, like the whole online, like I guess pretty much the birth of the podcast. So basically, how we like managed it is we had a Discord server, and every Friday night we'd hop on the Discord server and film, and then ET would edit, we get the video up, and that was sort of it. But the thing is, I feel like none of us were like super, like we were all passionate about it, but no one like put in that like hard work to make the thumbnails the best, to make the editing the best, and like we were also just working with what we had. Like obviously you're working online, so we didn't have all the resources available that we do now. But I think like that passion, that drive, like wasn't there, and like for a long time, for those probably first like episodes online, I wasn't as passionate about the podcast because I wasn't like proud of it. It wasn't something that I could say that I like put my time into, something that I'm really really happy with the result of. Compared to now, where like that the last episode, like the thumbnail, the editing, I was really proud of how that episode came out. And it's almost like it's like a piece of me, I guess. It's kind of corny to say, but it's like
No, it
I'm
is,
really
though.
just like proud of like the results of like where we've come from
Yeah.
then. But yeah, like the early days of the podcast, it was pretty like rough.
So here's how I see it. The first like 10 episodes were pretty like fun. Because it was like, yeah, another episode. We're doing it. We're doing this.
Yeah.
Because we would say, most podcasts, they end by episode 7. And I remember episode 7, we're like, this could be our last one, boys. And then, no, dude, we're on episode 150, like
Yeah.
almost 3 years later. So there's that. And then I think from like, and then we kind of kept that momentum, but didn't really have that much drive. Like I think it was just like, okay, it's something to do now. And then I think like between, I want to say like episode 50 was one of my favorite episodes, but I think from like between episode 50 and like episode like, I don't know, 9 in the 90ish. Yeah, like between 50 and 90. So that's like weeks on weeks. Because think about it like this. We have an episode a week. So 50 weeks to 90 weeks. That's a lot. So between that span, there wasn't like, it was very, like I found it difficult. Because what I would do is like, I was like, okay, let's do this episode. It's going to be great. It's going to be fun. And I did like, not to like put Justin down, but like I did like the majority of things. So I wanted to make it fair, and I wanted to make us equal as possible, which I'd still do. It's not my podcast, it's not Justin's, it's ours. And what I did at the time was we came to collectively with these ideas like, okay, we're going to be filming, we're going to have an Instagram, we're going to have the videos being uploaded. And we had a list, not like a written down list, but like a thing where we knew what every person was going to do week after week and what they had to do with that. So a lot of the times I was stuck because I did my part and then the other guys wouldn't like fulfill it in the like necessary way, or like it was just like it was repetitive for me. Like I had to ask, hey, can you do this? Hey, can you do that? And then it was like it just was kind of like there was a time where I was like, dude, this actually sucks, because it's like, first of all, I don't want to be dicks to these guys. I don't want to say like, hey, you asshole, do this, do that. Like that's not gonna do any good for anybody. But it's like I want to like say like, hey, we should be doing this to have fun and do this properly. But then I also wanted to just say like, I don't know, I wanted it to be like done proper. So I was like, okay, well, I wanted to keep doing a podcast. I wasn't sure if you guys wanted to keep doing it. So I was like, okay, well, no better choice. So I'll just stick it out. Hopefully it gets better. And that's kind of what I was thinking at the time. And that's what happened. And because I'm like, I'm not going to leave these guys just to do my own podcast. Like, when have you ever seen someone with your own podcast? It didn't even cross my mind to like consider that. So yeah. And then it got better from there. But like, dude, I was in Toronto and we did that episode, if you guys remember, with the WNBA. And then like what happened was I was like telling the dudes like, hey, I'm in Toronto, I can't do much, and then it turned out to be like a shitty episode in terms of production because much wasn't done, and I was on vacation.
Yeah.
It was rough, dude, but I'm not like, I don't regret anything. I'm not upset at anything.
I think one of the things that I want to talk about is like that motivation between that sort of area. I think between like 50, 90-ish. There was not really like much improvement, and I think there wasn't much drive too. So like the thing is, like, you have really stagnant episodes online with like slow pacing. No, like where like no one's really like excited and engaging.
Sure.
Everyone's kind of like, if you look back in the episodes, everyone's kind of monotone. Hey, we're doing
Episode 50 wasn't like that. But that's an exception.
But that's an exception. 50. But I'm just saying that like the pacing was slow. The improvement was like there hadn't. I think in
it's
like the 20 episode stint, there was.
I think there was the only improvement I can think of was the intro that we had, and then the recording was a bit better. That's like all. Like that's dude. That's 40 episodes, and then look how like much we've improved from 40 episodes ago from now.
Yeah, from I think like our biggest improvements have been from probably like 100 till now, like 100 to even like what is this, like 149. Like I think have been our biggest, I think, like stint or like group of improvement. Everything from the garage to the filming in there to the panning. We got the cameraman. Shout out Shine behind the lens.
Shout out Jackson as well.
Shout out Jackson. And also just like the quality of our topics. Like we've had like business meetings now talking about, okay, we should start talking about this. This is what we want to actually.
We don't look like this in the business meetings, though.
Huh? Yeah, we're not this dressed up, but I think that improvements really helped like the longevity of the podcast because we're now more like passionate, motivated, and it's like we know what we're gonna do, how we're gonna do it, and we have goals that we want to achieve. So I'm really happy with like the progress that we've made recently, and I think like it can only go up from here. So.
Yeah, of course. We've been friends for about 12, 13 years now. I wonder how much you know about me. Okay, and I wonder how much I know about you.
Ooh.
So, we're gonna start off slow. We're gonna start off, nice and easy here.
Fuck.
What do you think my favorite color is?
Favorite color? Okay, Colin's kind of like, the majority of people are like, oh, it's blue. Blue. I feel like blue is like a classic color. But Colin's not really a blue guy, you know what I mean? I see Colin, I don't see him wearing that much blue. I can't really see him as a red guy, to be honest. I'm saying I was going to say either pink or orange. I think I'm going with pink on this one.
Final answer?
Final answer, pink.
My favorite color is orange.
Okay, I was in between the two, all right?
Pink's a close second.
Pink's a close second, there you go.
I'm pretty sure I know yours.
Yeah?
I think you told me when we were younger. I wonder if it's the same. I don't know how I remember this. Your favorite color, from what you told me, was blue.
Yeah, it's blue. Yeah. I started with red. Honestly, as a kid, I was like...
No, red's like a third favorite for me.
Red's a classic, man.
But some oranges are ass. Like, I like tropical orange. That's my favorite.
Fair.
Yeah. That's pretty clean. And then pink is like... Yeah, I like pink. Just any... Except for like Barbie pink. That's weird.
Yeah.
Okay, so... All right. We're getting harder by each question. So far it's 1-0 for me. When is my birthday?
Okay, I knew this question was coming up. I'm really bad at fucking birthdays, bro. Honestly, like, this is like really bad, bro.
It was less than a month ago.
I know it. I think it's fuck. I know it's April, so it's got to be March. I know it's March. It's got to be like fuck, bro. This is bad. I think it's like it's in the teens. I think it's like it's got to be like March 23rd, I'm guessing.
That final answer?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Come on.
Okay, for you?
Yeah.
It's November. Is it in the 20s?
It's a little lower.
Oh, okay. It's either 17, 18, or 19.
For 17.
Okay. I guess I got that
Okay, the
wrong.
thing is, I don't know if you've seen this, but it's like someone you've been friends with for so long. It's like you don't have like any pictures with them, and you don't know where their birthday is. It's like it's such a like.
Yeah, I got you on my calendar. Like,
yeah,
that's,
but I've been friends with you for so long that it's almost like, it's I don't know. It's just like weird. Like I don't know, because I've known you since like since we were so like young.
Yeah.
That it's not like it's like a very like important. I guess when you're younger, you're not like, what's your birthday? Well, maybe you are, but it's just like different thing. I don't know.
So that's 1-1.
1-1.
Let's see what else I have. We're just getting stronger and stronger here. Okay, this one's like a no point answer. This is just out of curiosity. What's your fondest memory of you and I as a kid?
as a kid.
Any childhood. It could be from a year ago. It could be from 10 years ago.
I'd say one of
Anything
my
that sticks
favorite
out?
moments with you is probably when we used to go and watch all the Whitecaps games. We were like really big fans for like
Back in
that whole season.
2019.
We watched
Yeah.
like pretty much every game, and I'd go to your house. We'd go sit down and watch
Yeah, I
all
remember
the
that.
games. That was
Every
really
game.
fun. I really enjoyed doing that. 'Cause I was like a Whitecaps fan, but I wasn't like that big into it. And that year, like I think we both got super into
I
it.
got into it because of the rebuild.
Yeah, and like there were some great players on that team. That's still probably one of my favorite teams because
Okay,
I knew
yeah.
like we knew all the players. Like we'd
They
go to
had
the
the worst
games.
season in years that season. But it's
Mhm.
like they had players that I would put as like my top starting 11. Yeah, dude, honestly, I would say fondest memory would probably be anything. Like, I got to agree with you, but it's more like broad, like just 2019.
Yeah.
Anything in 2019 with you was really fun. 2019 is my favorite year of all time just because of how much fun and freedom I had and as like a kid. So anything that was in that year, I think, was like, you know, going when it's like small stuff, but also big, like going to Chris's house, eating those spicy noodles,
Yeah.
and then ding dong ditching, or watching the Whitecaps games, or going to the Whitecaps games,
Yeah.
or I don't know. So that was my favorite
Yeah.
childhood memory. What is my favorite movie series?
Favorite movie series? Okay, this one's tough because I honestly like I haven't probably seen a movie with you in like years.
I don't remember when we saw a movie.
Yeah, I don't think have we ever seen a movie together?
Yeah.
We have definitely, but just like a long time ago. I know you're a Star Wars fan, Cheyenne. I also know you're like Back to the Future. Like I feel I'm leaning
I
towards
like-
Back to the
I
Future.
like Back to the Future.
Also, I could see you being a Jurassic Park guy, but not as big as like I don't know. I like okay, to be honest, it's kind of like a weird take, but like do you know anyone that's like really obsessed with Jurassic Park?
I don't know anyone obsessed. My science teacher really likes Jurassic
Like their
Park.
favorite series of all time. Like that's just kind of a weird. You know what I mean? Like out of all like
I
the
like Jurassic Park,
amazing
yeah.
series you got,
Yeah.
Jurassic Park. Like, all right, it's okay, but it's not like
Like geologists or like biologists might like it.
yeah. No, I see it. It's a good series, but I'm just saying it's not the top one. Kind of a weird take, but I mean I'll take the flack for it. All right. I'm gonna have to go with. I'm just gonna go with Star Wars. You know, I don't think, but hey, who knows?
Yeah.
Scott, yeah.
Star Wars. Okay. Dude, I don't know. Okay. We would watch Marvel
Yeah.
when we grew up. I also know you like Star Wars. We also watched Star Wars a
Yeah.
lot growing up. So those are the only ones I could think of. I don't think you're a big Lord of the Rings guy. I don't think you're a Pirates guy. Well, I'm sure you like Pirates,
Yeah.
but okay. So it's either Marvel or I'm gonna say Marvel.
It's got to be Star Wars. But yeah, Marvel's up there too. Marvel, Star Wars, and even like I don't know if this counts as like a series or like a universe, but like Cars, we just had it on.
No,
we
it
were
is a
playing-
series. Yeah, movie series.
I would
yeah.
consider that from my childhood. That's got to be up there, but definitely Star Wars,
fuck,
Marvel.
Okay, 2-1.
Top
2-1
three,
for
sure.
you. Okay, last question that I have. What's my favorite sport?
Favorite sport? I'd say favorite sport.
How many do I play?
Well, soccer, football,
Basketball.
basketball. Yeah.
Um,
Okay, this is interesting because you
golf
got
from
favorite.
time to time.
Yeah.
Track.
Golf track. Yeah. But you got like a favorite sport to like play, and then there's like favorite sport to watch as well.
Let's just say in general.
In general, favorite sport, I gotta say soccer. That
Yeah.
because like basketball is fun to play. I think basketball, like pickup basketball, so fun to play.
So fun.
You can play whenever in the summer. I love playing it.
Mhm.
For me
I'm
as
just
well.
saying in general, soccer.
Generally, yeah, soccer. I'd say is just
Yeah. So with that, I'm gonna have to say soccer.
yeah, it gotta be soccer as well. But
Okay, 3-2 for you.
I
Any
can't
questions in
think
the
of anything.
audience? We have Ohm here, by the way, guys. Shout out
live
Ohm.
audience, yeah.
Yeah. So, do you have any questions?
Do you guys know, like, when you guys met? Like, where you guys met?
Yeah.
Mm.
I know where we met.
It's
We met at the school. Dude, I don't even know how to get there if I tried. It's not even the school that we like went to.
it
Well,
was
we did, but
so the school we went to basically this like Catholic school, and then when we were going into kindergarten, they were basically rebuilding the old school, and so I think our first like that was our didn't we start at the old school? Did we start at the old
no,
school?
we started at some rental. Like it's a school, but it
Yeah.
wasn't. It was a school meant for schools that were
being like
yeah,
redone.
and it was like we were there for like a month and a half, 2 months maybe.
Yeah. So yeah, the construction was like almost done, but it was still not done for the year. So we started the first like bit of the year there
So
and
we
moved there.
like I didn't even think I met you on the first day. I think I just met you over time from just being in that class.
Yeah,
Just knowing. I think you knew Harrison before me.
I did, because me and him both of our sisters were in the same grade. So I met him before, and I guess he was like my friend going into kindergarten. And then I think I obviously met you at that school, but I don't know what it would be in specific. Like in kindergarten, this is like my strat, bro, to making friends. I was a big Club Penguin guy, and they had like these plushies, like these big like puffle plushies, and I had like so many. I remember I'd have my bag and I'd have like 5 of them. Like I'd bring a bunch and then I'd just give them out to people. I'd be like, yeah, and then and then everyone's like, yeah. That's how like everyone was friends with me in kindergarten.
What if some like grade 7 just came drop kick one?
Yeah, just yeah. I don't know. Maybe
do you still have those? I still have them somewhere in my house.
Mine are long gone after like moves and stuff. Just gone.
So I just think I got to know you through just being in school. But yeah, we met there. Like I know we met there.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite soccer team?
For him, I know it's Whitecaps.
Yeah, Celtics or Whitecaps.
Yeah, I'm saying Celtics.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, it's also like I know like what it could like. It's either this or that.
Like I don't know. I'm more invested in Celtic, but I think I like Whitecaps more. But like my favorite team would be Celtic just because of how much bigger it is and just like that I follow it.
And the fan base.
But I like Whitecaps more. Like if they're reversing, I would cheer for. Actually, that's I don't know. Maybe Whitecaps, but it would sting to get that loss.
Things that I kind of want to do. This is sort of like when we were like brainstorming like what we're gonna talk about this episode. I feel like our big milestones like 50, 100, 150 are all sort of like reflections. Yeah. So I like that, and we were talking about this before, but I really like that, having that reflection.
Mm-hmm. It's important
because I think like I'm not very we talked about this in episodes before, but I'm not like, I would say I'm not that reflective. I'm very like, I don't know, just like how do we keep going forward, and you're very reflective. And I think it's, for me, like big milestones like this are like a time to like look back and like, all right, like we're getting better, right? And it's like sort of like you look down, see how you're doing, and then you just keep going. So what would you say like your favorite episode has been in the past from 100 to 150?
That's so hard.
I know that's kind of a tough question, but
to me it's gotta be episode 100, because think of it this way, dude, what better episode to have than being back in the garage? So that's definitely gotta be it, because it was in person. It was a banger episode because of what we talked about. It did so well.
Yeah.
And it was like got a lot of support. Like the comments were really nice. And then I liked the prep that we did. I took the bus with ET. We went to like get the stuff for the party supplies, and then we came back, had dinner, and then we just like hung out. It was so fun. So I think what makes it my favorite is because of what came without just the filming part.
Yeah, exactly.
And just it's so that was so like such a big moment for us. It's such a huge like, so it's got to be episode 100. Yeah.
For me, I'd say the one recently, I think the first one in this studio for me was kind of like a big episode, because I think it really like signifies our improvement over the last bit, and like why we work hard for this, and like the results that we can get if we like put in that extra effort. And so I think I was really happy with the result of that episode, even though it's like super recent. But I think I really liked how that episode came out.
2 episodes ago or last episode?
147. So like the first one in this, so 2 episodes. But
wait, 148.
It was 148. Yeah. But I think that episode was really big for me, because I think that sort of signifies like our big jump. Like we've talked about this before as well, but like we started online, then in person, and now this studio, and then Mega Mansion, you know? But this is sort of like, for me, this signified that next big jump and the next big like improvement we're taking.
For sure.
So that's why I'd say 147 for me personally. Favorite guest in the last from 100 to 150?
Dude, that's so many.
I know, I can't even remember. I gotta pull up the Instagram here.
Definitely not Cheyenne.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Episode 100, that was almost a year ago. I think Gabriel.
I like that episode a lot.
Because we talked about like he lost on the competition of best guest of the year. I voted for Gabriel. I'm exposing my vote. I voted Gabriel. He was shy a little bit, just shy of like coming into the final there. With those three guys, but no, I gotta say Gabriel. Just 'cause I had the most fun talking to him. Just 'cause I connected to him in a different way.
Yeah.
That's simply all.
I like the episode with Gabriel because I think obviously one of the cool things that I also want to mention on this is like a lot of the times like before like I wouldn't know the guest that Colin brings on. So this is like we'd sit down in the
More
garage.
interactive. Like you didn't know Shine that well.
I didn't know Shine either. Yeah. So this is like the first time that I'm meeting these people, and the first interaction we have, I get to sit down and basically like ask questions and like learn about them.
Yeah.
And so like that's one thing as well, just like generally that I really love about the podcast is like learning more about people. Even like we had Rodden on, and I've been friends with him since like beginning of this year, I'd say. But you learn more about him even just through like sitting down and like having these conversations. Course, yeah. So that's one thing.
That was with Gabriel, but it's like he's a man of many talents. That's why I love to have him.
I think he's one of those really interesting guys.
Oh, for sure.
And he was a really good episode.
I really like Zach though. Not to hit on anything with Zach, but like Zach was a good guest, but like I think it's solely because of that episode. That episode was so fun. Not necessarily because of who the guest was, but like I think what Zach like brought with his episode, because he represents that episode. Yeah, exactly. So I think that was like a really good one. But I'd say Gabriel number one.
I've got a couple. I really like the one with Simon. Kelsey episode is really good, and then Ethan. Those are probably my top 3. I'd have to say. Honestly, I know I'm going with a lot of the recent picks here, but I'm going with the one with Simon. That episode was like a little hectic, but I think as a guest, he's really good. And like he was a little shy at first. I mean, that happens all the time. Like we could talk about it too, but like a lot of the guests that originally come on, they're shy, camera shy. They're nervous. They like either
some
under
people
talk.
Like at the time when we were doing online, they're like, I don't want to be on camera.
Yeah, it's like it's a podcast.
Not coming on.
But a lot of people either like. This is kind of interesting. You have some guests that completely like over talk or they like under talk. So a lot of people are just reserved.
Some people were like that. I'm not gonna name names, but some people we had on were so fucking annoying. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
We've had a couple like bad guests too, but
we're not gonna go there though.
To answer the question, I think my favorite guest is probably Simon in the last one. I really want to have a second episode with him.
Yeah, I told him
because we got cut short.
He said I talked to him yesterday. He said he was done.
Yeah, we just got into that. We were just getting to like that the end of the video. Like we were getting to like a really good part there, but we had to cut because of time constraints and also just I don't even know. I think you had to go, but if we could film that episode or shoot another episode like that, especially with the equipment we have now, I think that would be a great episode. So
shout out Simon.
Shout out Simon. Gabriel. Shout out Gib. All right. After a bit of reflection, now my next question to you is like, where do you want the podcast to be in the next 50 episodes? Or like, what are your goals? What are our goals? What do you want to strive for?
I think we talked about this in episode 100. I don't know. I really don't. The future, like, my biggest fear has got to be time. Because time you cannot control. Time is always moving. And always, everything that we know does not change. Like, it does not stay the same. So, time's got to be my biggest fear. And time, like, I don't know what's going to be next 50 episodes. And I don't know what I want to happen. Like, it's one of those things where you take it one step at a time. And then that's when you decide over time, okay, well, I want this. We should do that. This, that.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, in terms of improvement, would you say,
yeah,
like,
dude,
what's the next step?
No idea.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, they were pretty good right now. Obviously, there's stuff we can improve on. There's always something to improve on.
Yeah. I'd say for me, like, the two things that I really want to improve on for 150 would be...
From 150?
Or yeah, from this episode. From 150 to 200 would probably be the quality of guests. So one of the hard things, I just kind of want to get into now, but like one of the hard things about having the podcast is getting like engaging and like exciting guests. Yeah. Because guests, obviously, we're still super young, so like a lot of the people that we talk to and like almost interview have like not much going on. So like this last sort of push, we've had like more, I guess, interesting people that we like genuinely want to talk to.
Because before it was like, we need a guest. Literally, we were saying in the episodes, you guys can go back. Anybody want to be a guest? Please let us know. We need a guest.
We were desperate. Like, we were down bad. Like, that guy's never been on. Come in. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. This guy, come on. This guy. Like, we just pull people left and right. Yeah. Anyone who's had a time on Friday night, come on, man. Like, we need a guest. But I think, like, going forward, which we've been implementing pretty good recently, I think. But again, try to get more like high profile guests, someone that can bring an audience with them, I think would be beneficial. Sure. because I think we're like ramping up again. Like I think we're only getting better,
Yeah.
and I think by bringing in that new audience, we would really bring in new viewership, and I think it would just be really beneficial for all sides. So that's one of my goals, and I think the next goal we've been talking about this forever, but one of the biggest goals that I think from 150 to 200 would got to be like the rebrand. So the name, the logo, we've talked about this for a while. The name still in the air, but I think the logo we've all sort of like recognized that it could do with some change.
It's hard to do, dude.
It is hard, and it takes a lot of planning and from both sides. Like the other thing that I want to talk about as well is that the podcast is not one-sided. Like Colin said, it's our podcast, right? Even Cheyenne has some say in like where it's all sort of a team. So it's not like you can just snap your fingers and make it change that quickly, right? You have to talk to other people on the team. You have to make sure they're in agreement.
I wouldn't do anything without your permission.
Exactly. And
Any
so I think anything like big like that, right? So that it also takes like time, and like we want to make sure we like pick the right sort of like logo and name and all this, especially
it's important, dude. Logo's a big deal.
Especially like when we're rebranding our whole podcast, like this whole thing that's happened from all these episodes that have fallen under this like era of it. Like I don't want to like mess with that also. So I think that it's gonna be a big decision. It's gonna take a lot of time, but I think that's something that we can definitely achieve within the next 50 episodes.
So I thought it'd be a funny segment to read off hate comments, get our reactions for these. Some of these are funny, some of these are really weird. You down for that?
I'm down for it.
Okay, hate comments, here we go. So we got the first one. Not everyone needs a podcast. Listen, not everyone needs TikTok or whatever this is from. But here we are, right? Pretty bland one.
I mean, we get so many, or like this is a classic one. This happens on the Instagram, TikTok. I mean, all the platforms. We get the, yo, we should start a podcast in quotes, and then they like tag someone. It's like, come on, bro. Like,
that's weird, bro. That's weird.
It's weird. And if you're gonna start,
get it, honestly,
start them, bro. I don't give a fuck. Like, yeah. Or like the other one is like, oh, anyone can have a podcast nowadays. Just like, come on, bro. Yeah. This one says, skull emoji, skull emoji, skull emoji, skull emoji. The fuck is this, y'all 12? Come on. I
think we really look 12 to you guys? Do we really look 12?
Yeah. I think it's more directed on my side, bro. I've got, like, some of the comments are crazy,
you don't
bro.
Look 12,
I don't think I look 12, but, hey, I don't know. I'd rather look 12 than look, like, way older.
40.
Than, like, 40, so.
Yeah,
I'll take that.
I'd rather look 12 than whatever that guy looks like.
Yeah, literally. One of the ones that I want to, this one I kept with me, but like some guy was like, this podcast sucks or something. And then I go to his profile. This is so funny. I press his Instagram. I'm like, let's see what I can dig up on this guy. Press his profile. SoundCloud link. Okay, he makes music. Press the SoundCloud link. He's got 5 followers. No fucking kidding. Your podcast sucks, buddy. Your music sucks. You have 5 listeners and you've had the music up for 2 years? He's just cheesed because we got more views than him, bro. Like, come on, bro. That was I've kept that one in the bank for years.
There's numerous comments that have that.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this is shit, this is shit.
I don't go digging because I don't care. I'm not saying
yeah.
anything against that.
But it's like, okay, this is shit. Look at yourself. Like, holy fuck. Like, you got more stuff to work on than us, right? And it's like all these people commenting are just, like, insecure about their own, like, pursuits. Like, all right, your music, you got 5 listeners. That's all right. We got 30,000 on the TikTok, on the stuff. Like, that's
one thing that's interesting, and this, like, I understand why. Instagram Shorts and Instagram Reels and TikToks, the comments are ass on there, but it's like not if you go to YouTube Shorts, they're still hate comments. Like no one's ever gonna go without hate comments, but these hate comments are actually like I don't want to say good hate comments, but they're like well thought out, like legit hate comments. Not like, hey, you look like a bitch. Like actual like, hey, you guys want to do something, like do this instead of that. Do this. You guys are stupid.
Like constructive. Like I'll take it. And then some of the hate comments are kind of funny, and like I'll genuinely laugh. Like like
okay, this one's one of those.
Some of them are dumb.
I mentioned before I pulled this topic. It's like some of these are funny. This one's a funny one. They're talking about you. This dude looks like the anime kid who draws hentai on the school desk.
That was the one that I was gonna. Like that one's a little funny, but I'm like.
That's funny, but it's like that's the reason it's funny is 'cause it's so random.
Yeah.
Like
bro.
what?
I'm literally so white, bro. Like god damn, bro.
He's
I'm
not
like,
Asian at all.
yeah,
bro.
I've never, bro. I like never even watched anime, bro. Like that's like crazy assumption.
Goes
But
hentai.
yeah, that's even worse, man. But it's kind of funny. Like credit, that's a pretty good one.
Okay, read the last one.
The last one says stop podcasting. All right, guys, this is the last episode. We're cutting it off. Cut the cameras.
This
right
is
here.
it.
This
We're
is
done.
it.
You guys have got to us. We're done.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, that's
Moving on.
That's actually all that I have.
Another one that I wanna. This is one we get all the time. Is like another hard listen or another tough listen. Any variation of that. The same guy. The same guy. Like, yeah, so we've talked about this, like, comment so many times. The same guy posts this on every single post. Like, bro really wants the recognition, man. This is for you, that guy who always posts that. We're acknowledging you, all right? We got you. Another tough listen. Thank you. I know you're a fan. Move on, buddy. You got better stuff to deal with. So,
Shit.
Listen to soft listen.
yeah, I don't know.
But
But
what does that even mean? Like, I don't even know if he's being like supportive of us or if it's like
like,
sarcastic.
is it like
"Oh, that's
tough or is it like this is tough? Like,
this is
this is like
shit.
shit. Like,
yeah,
so-
I don't know, bro.
who knows, man? Maybe throw in some emojis next time. Put in some emotion. I'm really
yeah,
lost
really.
here.
Any
So,
variation on that, just cut it off.
yeah.
Stop, bro.
Another tough comment, to be honest.
We
so.
should reply one day. Another tough
I know.
Another
know.
tough comment. Another 60th tough comment.
Yeah, it's like, come on,
Yeah.
bro.
Another tough listener.
And they're another tough listener, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, in terms of comments, man, like some of the hate comments, pretty funny. Like I'll give you that. Some of the ones that I actually genuinely like take is like the constructive, criticism ones.
yeah.
Like someone was talking about like in the YouTube comments are genuinely like a
They're
lot
good.
more positive and like constructive than I'd say like
Mhm.
YouTube, TikTok, Instagram.
Because people on TikTok, they just go, "Ha, this video's shit."
Yeah,
next
put
one,
a comment.
next. It doesn't
You're
mean
right.
anything. They don't
Yeah.
look at us. They don't know who we
Watch
are.
the video, just
They don't even watch the video. They just see him talking about books and they think
Yeah.
it's lame. Like,
The keyboard
No, they-
warriors go down, whatever they write the
Yeah.
thing next video.
yeah.
But in terms of like YouTube, if people that actually like watch the episodes and like watch the content, leave like constructive comments. And if you watch the episodes, I think a lot of people would actually be like surprised about like the content that we're making, because a lot of like I feel like the shorts don't really do the whole episode justice.
Oh, of course
obviously,
not. We just clip highlights. Like,
you're
for people
clipping
to watch.
short topics and
Mhm.
like anything that's just gonna get like likes and clicks, right? So it's just like
Mm.
I don't know. I think that's interesting too, because the comments you get on YouTube are just so much better. Like we got one
Yeah.
about the lighting, like the AEB.
What we
white
asked for
lighting,
that episode.
techie, really. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, well, that's helpful, and like we can go forward and like
Mhm.
improve on that. So, and the next episode we did. So, that's I
Yeah.
think some
Shout
of
out
those
to all the
comments.
fans out there helping us out.
Exactly. One of the other things, so we talked about like the effort and stuff as well. Yeah. So one of the things I kind of want to go over is like, do you ever get like hate for it, like in like person, like just like people like giving you hate for it or just like talking shit
I
on
can't think of it. I mean, I probably have, but I can't think of any time where I've gotten
Mhm.
like hate. Like I don't remember anybody saying anything specific to me in person. It's just all been online, which I mean, hey, that's
it? Yeah.
look what that says, right? But no, I mean, I probably got hate at some point. I just can't remember anything
Yeah.
specific.
I mean, a lot of the hate, like to be honest, like we don't really give a fuck. Like we've been doing this for 150 episodes now.
Mm.
Like we've taken a couple hate comments. Like we know how to deal
We've
with
been here a
them.
minute, dude.
Yeah, we're
Like,
not
we're
gonna
not
get
new to
like
the game.
discouraged,
We're
bro.
not-
Yeah,
so-
we're not gonna stop podcasting. Okay, yeah, that's the end, right? Like we're not gonna
look
just
at our history. Like
yeah. We've been consistent. Like that's the one thing that I think we've really stuck by
Yeah.
is consistency.
mhm.
Every week we've released an episode. Or every
Mhm.
like we had like one break, I'd say, but
I think
one
we've
or
had
two.
Yeah,
But like
dude, that's so good.
we've been consistent for 150 episodes.
That's so
we've
good,
been
yeah.
consistent. So
yeah, no doubt.
if you take one thing from this, and you're trying to start something, whether that's a business, whether that's a podcast, whatever this may be consistent. Just try your best. Put in a schedule in place. Be consistent. Have a group of
Consistency
people
key.
around you who lift you up and like keep you consistent, and just stick with it.
Yep, that's
So,
facts. That's
yeah.
some legendary shit.
That is some legendary shit. So on that note, you want to wrap it up?
This has been episode 150 of the Podcast Boys. Thanks for watching, listening, and we'll see you next episode. Check out the links in the bio for merch, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever you want to listen to. We probably have it. So we'll see you guys on episode 151. Peace.